Hello, this is Thomas Galdenzu with Combat Sports Coverage. I'm here interviewing Sebastian Storm over his victory this past Friday at Cage Combat 23. So Sebastian, I know this was your first MMA fight, like sanctioned real MMA fight. So tell me, how does it feel right now to be a 1-0 MMA fighter?
It feels pretty good, man. It's a pretty good feeling, you know. I feel like I worked really hard for the fight, and I worked really hard for the victory. You know, I faced adversity even in the fight. I feel like I was down in the second round. I feel like I won the first round. I lost the second round, and I was losing the third round until, you know, I came and pulled it off towards the end. So, you know, it feels really good.
Yes, it was. It was also a great fight. It was a fun fight to watch, especially that first round. I mean, y'all were just tagging each other. It was great. And did he catch you with anything that you like really felt like you haven't felt in practice before, or was it, you know, about the same?
No. It was nothing that caught me off guard or anything like that. I'll say that my reactions weren't as good as I would have liked them to be. You know, I was, as you can see, I'm clearing my throat right now.
Yeah.
I was battling a flu right before the fight. Actually, I had two opponents before him. I had a guy named Jacob Epler, and then Jacob Epler, for whatever reason, that fight, you know, didn't transpire. And then I had a guy named Chris Mitchell, and that fight wouldn't work out as well.
Oh, wow.
So when I didn't have an opponent anymore, I got the flu, and I was like, fine, good.
Yeah.
I'm getting the flu, so it's cool. I'm not fighting anymore. Then Eric called me, and he said, hey, I got another opponent. I was like, whatever, let's do it. So I feel like my reactions weren't there. My wind wasn't there all the way, so I couldn't really get out of the way of his punches. So he caught me with some really good punches, but it was nothing that made me think that I was in danger.
Okay, that's good. And so what was like the hardest part of your camp going into the fight? Like, you know, I'm guessing it was probably that you're sick, but other than sickness, you know, what was the hardest thing going in? Like maybe sparring, like some Shark Tank rounds, or the CrossFit, you know, strength and conditioning? What was the hardest part for you?
Yeah, I would say the strength and conditioning. You know, I think it was all mental. It was all mental for me because I have an excellent strength and conditioning coach. His name is Brad Hunt. He's great. You know, I went to his strength and conditioning class religiously for about 2 months.
Oh, wow.
And then, yeah, you know, so I built up a pretty good tank. I feel like I have a pretty good tank for a big guy.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I got sick, and man, all of that stuff went out the window. Man. So that's probably what it was, just the strength and conditioning, and that last week before the fight, trying to move around and not being able to catch my breath.
So when they were announcing you guys, you know, that you guys were going to the decision, and they were announcing, you know, who's going to win the fight, how confident did you feel about it? Were you like, oh, I got this, or were you a little nervous?
You know, I was pretty confident because, no, I'm lying. I was because you know, the guy, I mean, Logan Eckert, man, that guy, he is one tough kid, man. This guy, honestly, I feel like whoever he fights in the future, he's gonna beat. That's just what I feel. I mean, the guy, he's an excellent fighter, and he hits like a dump truck. So I know that I lost that second round. I know that I won the first round, and that third round, you know, I feel like he was beating me because he was clinching me, and then I got the 2 takedowns towards the end. So I was like, how did the judges score this? So I still haven't seen the video from when my hand was raised, but I know my head was down, and I was like, oh gosh. But Colin, my coach, I could hear him saying, raise your hand, Sebastian, you won. So I was like, okay, if he thinks I won, then I probably won. And then they said my name, and I just said, holy shit, I won.
Nice.
So it was pretty good.
That's awesome. And did you guys do anything fun after that, or what? Did you just go home, or did you guys go out, or did you enjoy the fights?
No, I just went home, man. I was so beat, man. I was just tired.
Yeah,
I was tired, so I just went home.
Awesome. So, what's next for you? I know you're mainly like a stand-up fighter. I know you have a few kickboxing, Muay Thai smokers under your belt. So, are you looking to maybe do MMA full time, or are you probably going to jump into maybe like some Muay Thai shows around here?
You know, I would really like to get into like a Muay Thai or a kickboxing match or something like that. Maybe I can talk to Chase Corley. I know that I tried to get on one of their cards, Muay Thai Kingdoms, a while back, but it's so hard to find heavyweights.
Yeah.
So few and far between. So, and I'm not really happy with. Excuse me. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm not happy with my performance at all against Logan. I feel like I wasn't able to show my tools, my stand-up tools. I have a lot more than just straight right and left. You know what I mean? I have a lot more than just 1, 2, 3, 4, and I didn't get to show a lot of that. So it would be great to fight in a Muay Thai or a kickboxing match.
Yes, because I have seen you train before, and I've trained with you before, and I have seen some of your flashy kicks for a big guy. It's kind of crazy you can do all that. I was hoping to see some of that. I was hoping to see a flashy knockout or something, but it was your first one out. Then I bet your next one's going to be even better, and I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah. I would have liked to pull some of that stuff out, but man, when you have no wind in your tank, man, it's like your body's telling your arms and legs to do something, but they just aren't agreeing with it. So it would have been great to spin off some show off some spinning shit or something.
Yeah, exactly. Some ninja shit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
So what do you like to do outside of just training and MMA fighting? I know you're a very busy man, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh man, well, I run a business. I run a PR company. I also a subsidiary of the PR company is so my PR company is Perfect Storm Public Relations. Hence the name Sebastian Storm.
Yeah.
And then the subsidiary is Perfect Storm Media Group. So what I do is I shoot videos and I make it's like a media relations company. We shoot videos and we edit videos. So that's how I sort of put together my video, my documentary that I put together. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Yeah, I did see that actually. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. So yeah, that's what I do outside, and it's pretty fun. Yeah, I just like culture. I love traveling. I love learning new things, learning about different cultures. I love everyone.
You know a few different languages. Am I correct?
Yeah, I speak 5 languages.
Oh wow.
I speak English, of course, Spanish, German, Arabic, and Dutch. Hold on, let me see. English, Spanish, German, Arabic, Dutch. Sometimes I forget because I don't get to use all of them all the time. But yeah, so I used to live in Germany, and I lived in various places in Europe, and I got to travel around. To different places, so yeah, it was really, really fortunate for me.
Yeah, that's real cool. And it's out of those 5 languages, which one was the hardest for you to learn? You think?
The hardest for me to learn? It's funny because I think the hardest one for me to learn was the one that I learned formally. Every other language I learned informally, like Spanish. I grew up in Houston, so all of my best friends were always Hispanic. So I just thought that the culture was so awesome. So I just always tried to learn Spanish. But in Arabic, I sort of learned that informally. But German, man, when I was working in Germany, the company they sent me to a 2-month language course, and I had to just learn German all day, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for two months straight. So it was pretty tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a nerd, but I mean, at that time I wasn't very studious because I thought I was done with school. So yeah, it was pretty tough, German, because it was in a school capacity, So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that about you. So that's really cool. And then, so tell me, I know the heavyweight division is pretty thin. Like you said kind of earlier, there's just not too many guys that are your guys' size. You know what I mean? So it's hard to have a big roster. And so how do you feel if you think you're pretty close to a title shot right now? Or do you think you maybe need to reel off a couple more?
I don't know. Actually, I think I would feel better with myself if I had one more clean win, because again, I wasn't very happy with my performance. I think that there's a lot more that I could have done, and next time I'm gonna make sure that I show off my skills, show off my tools. Yeah, I think my coaches, he was pretty disappointed with me as well, because I mean, I don't think I listened to him as well as I could have, and he knows my ability, and that I didn't show it. So Yeah, I think one more clean performance, maybe one or two more clean performances. I would like to finish in there, and yeah, maybe. I wanted to finish Logan, man, but that guy is tough, man. I have all the respect in the world for this kid.
He is. I mean, he was 1-0 when you fought him, so that must feel pretty good being his first loss, and his first win, I believe, was like a very quick knockout, like 20 seconds knockout. So
yeah, it was. He that's why I took it, because I thought it was going to be a challenge, because I thought when Eric presented it to me, that was right after Chris Mitchell had to back out of the fight. Mm-hmm. And I mean, all the respect to Chris Mitchell, I talk a lot of shit to him, but I think he probably had some personal reasons that he had to back out of the fight for. Mm-hmm. So I wish all the best to his family.
Nice.
But yeah, so whenever Eric said, Logan Eckert, he just had a 20-second knockout. Is that someone that you want to face? I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. I'd fight anyone.
Nice.
I was like, I know I have a chance, and I think I showed that in the fight, because he hit me pretty good, So I was like, let's do it. I want to bang with Logan.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, cool. So anyway, at the end of this, I'd like to say, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for listening to us and talking with us and talking about your future and everything. It was, is there anyone you would like to thank, or any sponsors or teammates you really want to thank that were there for you big time?
Oh yeah, man. People who were there for me big time. I would definitely like to thank John Cho, who's my head coach. I'd like to thank Colin Thomas Wright. I'd like to thank Tim Snyder, Gulit Ahmed, who's Coach G. I'd like to thank Brad Hunt. I'd definitely like to thank Reed Sugar. He's my wrestling coach, and he's the owner of the Paradigm Gyms.
Nice.
I'd like to thank George Parker. Man, I don't want to leave anyone out. Leroy Vasquez, who's the former, I believe he was still former 155 champ at Fury, and now he's a pro. Man, he's my big brother. He's my big brother. I love that dude, man. He helped me through the training camp. He's a big brother to the team, man.
Really cool.
And he's a training partner. So Tyler. Gosh, I can't remember Tyler's name. Tyler Bradford. Yeah, Tyler. He's the sickest kickboxer I've ever seen in my life. He's so modest, but man, he's crazy great with his technique.
Nice.
Edgar Juarez. Just so many people, man. I know I'm leaving someone out. I'd also like to thank my old wrestling coach. He's not my wrestling coach anymore. His name is Grant Johnson. He's great. I'd like to thank the person who started me off in Muay Thai or MMA ever, who's Angelus Raymond McFarland. I'm sure you know Angelus. Mm-hmm. Angelus, yeah, he's a Bam Bam coach. So yeah, man, I can go all day with who I'm thanking.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank God, of course, and thank you for this interview, brother.
Yes, and thank you again for coming on, and hopefully for your next fight we can get another one on, and keep it going.
Man, that would be great, man. Hopefully I can come out with a victory for the next fight, and I guarantee that my next fight is going to be a lot cleaner, and it'll be over a lot faster. So, yeah, man.
Great. I can't wait for it, and thank you again.